An impatient man is a dangerous man. Beware of the man that expects everything to move on his time. Do you ever notice how the worst bottom of the barrel people don't ever want to take the time to get to know you? Or rather, they don't want you to get to know them. They immediately rush connection, access, intimacy. And this goes for both romantic, platonic, and non romantic relationships as well. Anyone within your life. If anyone has a problem with your process of getting to know them, if they have a problem or take it personally that you're a bit apprehensive, as we should be with perfect strangers, in connecting with them, they are predatory. They are a predator. They are entitled. They believe they should have automatic access. They believe they should be able to skip the process of vetting and gain that automatic access to your resources, your network, and even your body. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Vividly Vocal. So, I've been on TikTok and I saw a conversation discourse situation that absolutely floored me and absolutely infuriated me in the way in which it was being discussed. Basically, this young lady goes on her first date with a man and she receives an incredibly vile voice memo, voice note from this man post their first date of meeting this man. I'm going to play it for you and then we're going to get into it.
Had a good time tonight. Definitely think you are lovely. However, I would love to, if we're going to go to your place on Thursday, I mean, I am looking to have that physical intimacy to see if, like, I am sexually compatible with you. So, like, if I'm going to come over, like, I would be hoping to, like, hook up, have sex, have a good time, have, like, that romantic spark and that physical spark there for my own sake, because it's hard for me to continue dating someone and seeing them if I don't know if I'm sexually compatible. So I know you said I don't know about that, so, like, I guess my thing is like, what would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna, like, hook up and, like, cuddle and, like, be intimate with each other? And if that's what you don't want, that's fine, but, like, I think we should just, like, end it here then, respectfully, just because first date, that's fine. Like, you want to get to know each other, I'm all about that, but, like, I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and I don't want to continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's good, if that's not there or not. So up to you. Let me know. I'm happy to, if you do want me to come over, I'm happy to do so. Would love to have a good time, and, you know, we can have some wine, hang out, and chill. But if you're not trying to hook up, then, like, I think we should just go our separate ways. Let me know.
The conversation I'm seeing surround this voice note is infuriating me because the dominant narrative right now on TikTok is that this is perfect communication, that this is what it looks like to ask for consent, and it's nothing of the sort. It's predatory, it's coercive, it's pressuring this young lady, giving her an ultimatum. If you want to continue this connection with me and continue exploring our relationship, you must have sex with me. Otherwise, we are done here.
A video went viral last week of a girl that got a voice note from a guy that she was dating, and he was basically saying, hey, if we're going to continue hanging out, I just want you to know that I am seeking a sexual connection, and if you don't want to explore a sexual connection, then we should probably just end this now, because a sexual connection is a priority to me. And this was presented as a negative thing, and the comments were littered with people saying men aren't lonely enough, etc., etc. And I was sitting there thinking, this is what consent looks like, y'all. Like, we discuss the concept of consent so much, but I don't think people actually understand what it looks like. And that voice note is what consent looks like. It is blunt. It is raw. It is obvious.
See, this is why the male population will never change as a whole. Because there is always one woman, one bird, giving them a cookie for the lowest behavior that is just above rock bottom degenerate. At least you're not the worst. I'm seeing people say, at least he didn't SA her. I'm not giving you a cookie. I'm not applauding for you. I'm not clapping like seals like the people on TikTok are. for this man who sent this creepy, disgusting ass voice note to this girl because he expressed that he wanted to have sex with her. My first thought was, this is why I hate y'all so much. Not y'all, but this is why I hate people giving their takes on the internet so much, because they act so purposely dense to the glaring issue that is right in front of us. I hate the way people weaponize and bastardize these terms, this therapy speak, the concept of consent, and they intellectualize this degenerate behavior. And I'm just saying, oh, this is perfect communication and consent, and that's just his boundary. His boundary is that he wants to have sex after knowing this woman for 24 hours. Otherwise, he doesn't see a reason as to why he should keep dating her. And I don't care how you slice it, how progressive that you claim it is. That's weird. That's gross. Women, young men as well, men, older women as well, older men as well. This is how they try to convince you to destroy yourself or compromise yourself in the name of being progressive. Because this is the criticism I'm seeing in regards to anybody who pushes back or challenges the fact that no, this is not communication. This is not asking for consent. This is predatory. This is coercive. You're engaging in purity culture. You're perpetuating purity culture. He wants to have sex, so he expressed that. They will convince you it's empowering. You're evolved if you participate in things like this. And I'm saying older women as well, because they will try to convince you that because you've had prior experiences, maybe you've been around the block, you've been there, done that you don't deserve to have your own set of boundaries anymore. You don't deserve to be spoken to like a human being anymore. But this is why I believe that men on the whole will never change, because there's so many women, flocks of birds, who will enable them. They will accept this below bare minimum behavior. They accept it and will do anything to defend it. Now, from that voice note, you will notice what you will hear is me, my. I need to know if we have a good sexual compatibility. I can't keep going forward if we don't have sex right now. Me. He said during that voice note, I know you said I don't know about having relations this early, but meaning it was already discussed prior to him sending that voice note. If it is not a resounding yes, it is a no. Now, I'm not naive. I know if a man approaches a woman, he's going to want to have sex sometime down the road. Okay? That's the way of the world. But a man worth your time is not going to be bothered by the getting to know you process, the process of becoming familiar with one another. What's your background? What's your middle name? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? What makes you smile? What makes you laugh? What's your favorite show? These things that build the intimacy, the connection between man and woman. This is just, let me fucking go, clearly. And normally, I would just say, what a creep, and keep scrolling. But the conversation surrounding this voice note is what's enraging me right now. And this is what I can't stand about the internet when it comes to these kinds of conversations, because of their refusal to think deeper and think critically. And because they're accepting this behavior and even championing it. Yes, he's a king. He has good communication. And no, I'm not saying he should mask his intentions, because he did this young woman a favor by exposing himself so early. Block and move on. It is just the fact that this is clearly a creep. This is a weirdo sending that voice message to this woman, pressuring her into a situation that she has already communicated that she is not ready for. He is not entitled to that. And let's say she did end up having relations with this man on this second date, and he ghosts her right after. What would the conversation surrounding this voice note be? Oh, well, that voice note was a red flag. You should have chose better. You should have made a better decision. It's your fault. Take accountability. You shouldn't have slept with him so early. These people are full of such shit. Do you think someone who is clearly so pushy about the act of intimacy and having sex would make a good long-term partner? Someone who's clearly unable to compromise, to be patient, to let the woman just feel them out first? Someone who didn't even say, hey, here's my chart. Here's the last time I've been tested. Didn't even mention that in the notes. Does this seem like the type of person to want to wear protection? He's not allowing you to protect yourself by getting to know him first. Oh, I can't wear condoms because it affects my intimacy levels, and I want to see if there's a raw, intimate connection between my thing and your thing. And Boy, please. And then some of these birds are going to be like, that's just his boundary. That's his boundary. He's communicating very well. And also, do you think a person this pushy, this demanding, would be a generous lover? I think he would be terrible in the bedroom because once again, things are centered around his wants, his quote unquote needs. It's all about this man. In his eyes, you are a tool to get off. And the language that he is using, basically trying to fluff up and dress up why he feels like he should be intimate with her, or if not, this connection is done. So I hate a faux intellectual. I really do. And I feel like that's part of the reason why people are overlooking the glaring issue that this dude is a weirdo. This is a creep. And you want to know something? If she ended up deciding to sleep with this man in order to progress the relationship, everybody on here will be calling her male centered. You're male centered. You're male centered. I thought we weren't being male centered this year. What's going on? She centered her own comfort and chose not to. One of the pinnacles of a relationship with friends, family, anyone in your life is compromise. Being able to meet me halfway. Not all the time, but we can find a happy medium. Giving options, being accommodating, being gracious. And this man would not be a good partner whatsoever because everything he stated centered himself, centered what he wanted, centered him getting his thing wet immediately. And it's the fact that there are apps for you to get it in immediately. And these kinds of men, the chase, the breaking of the woman's boundary, the convincing is part of the dance, the dangling of a relationship over your head in exchange for sex is part of the game. And I saw exactly through that message. And this is so dangerous for people who aren't aware of themselves, haven't developed those skills to see through this flowery language, this facade. You have to examine their intentions. And you cannot, and especially in regards to the peanut gallery on the internet, on TikTok, you cannot allow the dominant narrative to pressure you into situations that you know are not true to you. These are the same men out here that think treating you to a fucking triple dipper from Chili's is an investment. And somehow you're engaging in purity culture if you don't want to give your body up to a freaking stranger. It's empowering. It's progressive to have wild, unprotected sex with random people you meet on the street. And like I said, it just infuriates me when people put bad messaging out there that could harm somebody, a young person, an older person. Here's a personal story from when I was younger. So I had just entered my 20s. I was seeing a guy who was a few years older than me. We were getting to know each other, dating for maybe 2.5, 3 months. He gets a job offer to move about an hour away from town. And it wasn't the distance to where I'll never see you. I can still see you often. And so he goes looking for an apartment in this area and he picks out his apartment and he springs on the idea to me, hey, maybe you could move in with me. And I'm like, that's a little too soon, don't you think? And he was like, no, you could come over here and move in with me, leave your job and look for a new job in this area. And as a young woman in my very early 20s, why would I give up my job? I had a very stable job to go live with a man that I've known for 2.5, 3 months. I would be a fool to let you pressure me into that kind of situation. And in that area, I'm just like, who knows when I'd get another job within my industry? Because I could go down the street to a pizza shop and work there and call it having a job, right? But no, when would I get another job in my industry? And we go to visit the apartment he chose. And it's tiny. With his job offer, he could have gotten a bigger one. But it's like bachelor pad. I'm like, where the hell is my stuff gonna go if I were to move in here, right? I'm looking at the closet, tiny. Bedroom, tiny. And in my mind, I'm like, if you wanted me to move in with you, then why did you choose an apartment without my input? And why did you choose an apartment that's only big enough for one person? And he's like, no, you can move in just after you get a job. We can start splitting the bills. And I was like, hold on, wait. What? Because this man, he came to me on the whole, rah, oh, I'm a provider. I like to take care of my woman. I did not like the scenario of being at the mercy of this man I, number one, do not know. Number two, has the expectation of me finding a job. You could expect me to find a job within a specific time frame, and eventually if you feel like I haven't met that time frame, you could build resentment towards me for not finding a job fast enough in order to split bills. This was a very good position that he was accepting. At the time, that was like 2.5 times my salary at that time. So he was going to be making some good money. And then one day he just sends a whole full page text saying, my life is moving and you need to make plans to move with my life if this is going to work. Yada, yada. Like he said, I was complacent for wanting to keep the job that was giving me stability at the time. Basically, issuing me an ultimatum similar to this man: if you don't move in with me, this isn't going to work out. Well, buddy, it's not going to work out. Adios, bitch. And some people are going to be like, that's just his boundary. You should have moved in with this man, knowing him for 2.5 months. That's his boundary, and he just put it down. But if I were to move in with that man, give up my job, give up my everything I have in my area, I would be the stupid bitch online, right? If I came to TikTok with my story, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. If that were to be me, like, examine, why does this man want her in bed so quickly? I had to examine as a young woman, why does this man want me to move in with him so quickly? And I kept asking, why do I need to move in with you? Couldn't get an answer. Why do I need to move in with you? Do not ever allow anyone to pressure you into a situation that you are not comfortable entering. A reasonable person is going to say, okay, I understand. I understand your apprehensiveness. Maybe with time we can reach that stage, but right now I understand that you're just not ready. And that's perfectly fine. Yes, get to know me. I'm an upstanding person and I have no problem with you finding out who I really am, because I'm excited to show you who I am. I'm excited to show you my wonderful personality, my spirit, my heart. And you know what? If a person shakes at the prospect of you saying, let me get to know you first, that's how you know you got a potential predator on your hands. That is my little litmus test when I get to know new people. Sometimes when I meet people, I've been told that my energy is just, people feel like I have a wall up. I have to protect myself. And upstanding people, they understand that. It's not in the sense of I'm not friendly or I'm cold. It's just, access is earned. I'm not letting just anybody in. And you know what? Every time, it was always the most low quality individuals who had a problem with me taking my time in our connection, whether that be romantic or potential friends as well. I remember I was going on dates with a guy and he was, gushing. We were seeing each other for like a month and he was like, I really like you and I really think we have something special. And I said, I'm enjoying our time together too. And he was like, do you think we're going to last? And I'm like, well, only time will tell. Show me who you are, and that will show me if we are compatible for the long haul. And that on some level disturbed him, that I wasn't ready to be like, oh, I love you too. That man, he was going to tell me he loved me. He was like, I want to say I love you, but I'm not going to say I love you. I knew this man for a month. He was expecting me to say, oh, I love you too. Oh my God, I'm so happy. No. On a cellular level, that disturbed him. When somebody can't sell you the fantasy, you are so powerful. You're so powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be in a rush. Do not be in a rush, because you'll fall into situations like these that will test your boundaries, test your inner strength. And if you are desperate to make something happen, not saying that this young lady was, she did not go through with it, according to her, as she should. I applaud her for standing against all this internet bullshit that's going on in the background, pressuring her into this. When you are desperate, you will fall for anything. You will go for anything. You will allow other people to set the tone around you, and you'll just be dragged through the mud. And it will only bring trauma, heartache, pain when these untrustworthy individuals are done playing with you. And this man is an untrustworthy individual. So please, you don't owe anybody anything. Identify the predators who try you. Stand on your square. Be difficult. Be willing to protect yourself no matter what. Do not apologize for moving in your truth and never accepting anything less than what you want. I love you so much. I felt so passionately about this topic. Sometimes when I want to talk about something really bad, it burns me up in my chest. And that's the feeling I got from seeing the reactions to this man sending that voice memo. And I don't care who disagrees with me. I don't care if it is quote unquote purity culture. I'm going to be pure in my culture. Okay. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Please remember Vividly Vocal Podcast is available on all podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube for more videos. And follow me on TikTok at Vividly Vocal because I'm going to do a TikTok version of this video as well at some point. Thank you so much for vibing with Vividly Vocal today. And I want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe that this man was indeed a creep, a predator, a weirdo? Do you also believe he was coercing this woman into the act of intimacy? I would love to hear your thoughts. Be vividly vocal in the comments, and I will see you again very soon, okay? Bye-bye, you guys.